Imagine you have just taken your very first scoop of creatine. While you might be expecting an immediate surge of energy similar to caffeine, the reality is far more subtle. From the very first day, your body doesn't change its outward appearance, but a biochemical switch has been flicked on beneath the surface of your skin. To begin with, we need to understand the absorption process. Creatine doesn't just float around aimlessly. It is welcomed by your muscle cells like a precious resource. As the concentration of creatine in your bloodstream rises, these molecules begin to make their way inside the cells. This is not the bloating or water retention that people often fear. Instead, it is a process called intracellular hydration. Your muscle fibers start to draw in water to create an optimal environment, preparing for more demanding energy requirements in the future. Following that, a crucial recalibration takes place within the power plants of your cells, known as mitochondria. You can think of this as an engine tuning phase. Whether you are a professional athlete or an average person working an office job, your body begins to reorganize how it manages energy. This shift helps your cells stay ready to respond to sudden bursts of exertion without falling into a state of exhaustion too quickly. Lastly, the most fascinating part is that all of this happens in complete silence. During these initial 24 hours, you won't see bigger muscles in the mirror, nor will you feel like you can lift a house. However, the foundation for strength, endurance, and even mental clarity is being firmly established. Scientists often point out that creatine starts working long before you can actually feel it. This is the most vital stepping stone, transforming your body from a standard machine into a perfectly optimized system. Now that creatine has settled into your cells, it's time to understand how it truly transforms your performance. Every movement, every thought, every beat of your heart relies on a remarkable molecule, ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. You can imagine ATP as the body's ultimate energy currency. It's the direct fuel your cells use for every function. From muscle contraction to sending brain signals, the catch is, ATP is a very fast-spending form of energy. When you need energy, a phosphate group breaks off from the ATP molecule, releasing energy and converting ATP into ADP, adenosine diphosphate. This process happens incredibly quickly, often within mere seconds, causing your body's ATP reserves to deplete rapidly. To sustain activity, your body must constantly and rapidly regenerate ATP. This is precisely where creatine plays its pivotal role. Creatine acts as an incredibly efficient energy recycling partner. After ATP breaks down into ADP, creatine is ready to donate one of its phosphate groups to ADP. As a result, ADP is quickly recharged back into ATP, ready to supply energy again. Think of it as a super-fast charging station that instantly refills your cell's energy batteries. Thanks to this rapid ATP regeneration process, your muscles can sustain stronger contractions and more explosive movements with higher efficiency for longer periods. Instead of relying solely on slower, more fatiguing metabolic pathways, your body has a ready reserve of energy that can be activated instantly. This is why athletes can perform more repetitions in a weightlifting set, sprint faster, or maintain higher intensity without a sudden drop in performance. Understanding ATP and how creatine supports its regeneration is the key to explaining all the benefits creatine provides, not only for physical strength, but also for brain function, which we will explore further in subsequent sections. Once creatine levels reach saturation and the ATP regeneration system is running smoothly, you will begin to notice significant changes in your training. Many people mistakenly believe that creatine simply puffs up muscles due to water retention. But the truth is much more fascinating. It is the process of creating an optimal environment for your muscles to adapt and grow stronger. To start with, let's talk about force production. Thanks to the abundant supply of ATP, your muscle fibers can now contract with greater intensity. This not only helps you lift heavier weights, but also improves your explosive power in sports that require speed, such as sprinting or high jumping. You will feel as if you have an extra gear to shift into when everyone else around you is starting to tire. Following that, a crucial factor is intra-workout recovery. Creatine helps buffer the buildup of acids and metabolic byproducts that cause muscle fatigue. As a result, instead of being exhausted after the second set, you find yourself with enough stamina to complete a fourth or fifth set without a drop in form quality. It is this increased training volume that serves as the golden key to real, long-term muscle growth. Lastly, there is a truth you should keep in mind. Performance always precedes appearance. Typically, between the 3rd and 6th week, you will feel significantly stronger even if the mirror hasn't shown a dramatic difference yet. Creatine helps you build a solid foundation of strength, and when you can train heavier and more consistently, changes in physique and aesthetics will inevitably follow. This is not a superficial shortcut, but rather a process of upgrading the quality from deep within every muscle fiber. There is a little-known fact that while your brain is small, it is the most energy-hungry organ in your body, consuming up to 20% of your total daily calorie burn. Because the brain is so starved for ATP, creatine is not just a best friend to your muscles, but also a silent ally for your intellect. To begin with, let's look at how it works inside your skull. Just like in the muscles, creatine in the brain helps maintain a steady supply of ATP for neurons. When neurons have enough fuel, they fire faster and more accurately. This doesn't create an immediate buzz like caffeine. Instead, it provides a subtle mental clarity, helping you focus longer on demanding cognitive tasks without feeling brain drained too quickly. In addition, creatine acts as a protective buffer for the brain against the negative impacts of a modern lifestyle. Studies have shown that creatine supplementation can improve working memory and information processing speed, especially under harsh conditions like sleep deprivation or high workload stress. It helps your brain maintain peak performance even when your usual energy sources start to dip. Lastly, a very noteworthy point is that this impact is particularly powerful for vegetarians or vegans. Since natural creatine is primarily found in red meat and fish, those on plant-based diets often have lower brain creatine stores. When this group starts supplementing, the shift in cognitive ability and alertness is often much more pronounced than in meat eaters. This reaffirms once again creatine is not just a supplement for getting big, but a tool to help you stay sharper and more resilient in every aspect of life. Despite decades of research proving its effectiveness, many baseless fears about creatine still persist. To truly benefit from this molecule, we need to clear away the misconceptions and adopt a proper scientific perspective. To begin with, let's address the biggest concern: kidney health. Many believe that creatine damages the kidneys, but this is actually a misunderstanding of creatinine levels in blood tests. Creatinine is a natural byproduct of creatine metabolism. When you supplement, This level may rise slightly, but it does not reflect a decline in kidney function in healthy individuals. Long-term studies have confirmed that at recommended doses, creatine is perfectly safe for your excretory system. Following that, we need to correctly understand water retention. Creatine does not cause bloating or make you look fat. As mentioned earlier, it draws water into the muscle cells, not under the skin. This is actually a benefit, as it makes muscles look fuller, firmer, and more resilient. In fact, this intracellular hydration even helps protect your body from cramping and dehydration during high-intensity training in hot environments. Lastly, the key to creatine lies in consistency. This is not a magic pill with instant effects, but an optimization tool that requires time to accumulate. By maintaining daily use, your body stays in a state of energy saturation, ensuring that all activities from physical to mental remain at their peak. Creatine isn't just for your younger years at the gym. It is also a fantastic companion for preserving muscle mass and mental sharpness as we age. Think of it as a sustainable investment in your overall health.